The SACP and some of its alliance partners have accused government of failing to address the triple challenge of poverty, inequality and unemployment. They occupied the streets of Tshwane in a march hot on the heels of this week's medium-term budget, with the hopes that much more could be done for the country's poor.
The crisis that they find themselves in, they can't afford basics, foodstuff, transport, housing, anything is too expensive in this country because of the capitalist system and because the government doesn't want to capacitate the public sector economy. Part of the content of the memorandum is to call for a stronger public sector economy that can support the living conditions of our people, so that we don't have an economy that benefits a minority that makes huge profit at the expense of the majority who live in misery perpetually.
The march was joined by some ANC members in government. They want urgent and resolute steps towards the tackling of the cost of living crisis, implementing the National Health Insurance and the rollout of the Bella Act in its entirety.
The message is simple. The clock is ticking. On the 14th of December, the Basic Education Laws Amendment Act will kick in, and in January 2025, all our children will be equal in all our schools without exception. There is no one who will stop our children to go to any school of their choice. There will be no one that will use the language to stop our children to come to school. The clock is ticking. The 14th of December is the deadline, and on the 15th of December, the Basic Education Laws Act kicks in and will implement it in Gauteng. We are ready to implement it. We are ready to fund it. We are ready to ensure that the Bella Act is implemented. 2025.
Cosatu is concerned about the workers. The Labour Federation is accusing the Government of National Unity of threatening the workers' gains and of further pushing workers into poverty.
Today, comrades, the Minister of Finance has announced that over 11 million are going to be retrenched in the public service through what is called voluntary severance package. They are saying they want to rejuvenate the public service. They want to bring people into the public service, or young people in the public service. We are saying to them, number one, their vacancy rate in the public service is very alarming. The Department of Home Affairs only have 7,000 out of 18,000 staff that is needed. Put young people there without retrenching the ones that are already in the work.
Treasury officials received the memorandum of demands, vowing to act on it. Those that took part in the march want their demands accommodated in the February budget. The country has a youth unemployment crisis. The march has lamented the lack of opportunities.
I want this march to address that unemployment is a very big problem in our country. And when I look at this thing, even the government cannot fix it.
We need treasury who ifokotse the living cost, ifokotse mo dijong, because of bagatella batho ba location that they know nothing about.
One thing that I want for a young person like us, they must give us a chance.
The SACP and its alliance partners have vowed to return to the Treasury on a rolling mass action, calling on the unity of workers and civil society in putting pressure on government to come up with measures against the higher cost of living and to prioritise the creation of jobs. But others view the march as the ruling party marching against itself. SABC News in Pretoria.